So I'm here to answer the question, is the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Pot collection worth picking up? Alright, to the 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button, smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So we're here to talk about the pot collection that has a price tag of $160 each. Now here's my thing with this. When I ordered 3 of these, shipping and handling for 3 of these came out to $52.16, and that also tax was $35.48. Some places aren't getting charged tax, depends where you live, and my subtotal for 3 was, well, $567.61. So keep that in mind. All right, there's a lot to unpack there. If you want 3 of everything, that's what you're going to be paying, is about $500+ here. So what exactly is this collection? Well, this collection is going to be all of these little figures here, and you're going to be getting the chance to get them. So this winter, duelists can purchase a very special made to order. Now, this is actually very important when you're looking at your secondary value for this. Is Konami is actually essentially made a secret lair here, or a special product. And instead of doing what they did with the Platinum Blue Eyes in terms of limiting, they're doing a product that whatever is made to order here will be what you get. All right. Now, all of these figures will fit in the palm of your hand. I'm not too particularly crazy about the figures themselves. That's actually funny thing for the people that wanted to order multiples of these. I've heard the same general statement, like, what am I going to do with all of these pots? Like, one set's cool, but like if you wanted play sets of all of the cards, that's what you're going to be doing here. So this will be a special project to celebrate the anniversary in February 2024, and Konami is celebrating this with a commemorative product. Now, Pot of Greed first appeared in the Premier Booster Pack for the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG Legend of Blue Eyes, and immediately became a mainstay in dual stacks. Yeah, the card said draw 2 cards. Alright, and in addition, with the 10 pot figures, with bases to place their cards proudly and display them. Alright, this set also comes with 3 additional pot cards. Yes, you're going to get Shard of Greed in here, and the little Avatar Spirit. And then, since Pot of Greed was such an integral part in Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG history, you're also going to get a quarter-century secret version of it. Now, what's actually kind of hilarious about this is the fact that they actually are giving you 2 Pot of Greeds with this. Now, there's also the working theory right now that Pot of Greed is going to get unlimited later on in the year to celebrate the 25th anniversary, which it could highly happen. All right, the fact that they're doing this whole little pot collection and they're commemorating this, there's a possibility. So this is going to tell you about all of what you're expecting here. The set will come with 14 figures and 15 cards for $160. All right, so here's your contents about what you're expecting here. So you're going to get the 11 pot figures. So the Pot of Greed, the Pot of Generosity, Pot of Avarice, Benevolence, Riches, Acquisitiveness, Duality, Dichotomy, Desires, and Extravagance. All right, and then you get 3 extra figures without bases. So Spirit of the Pot of Greed, Moray of Greed, and Shard of Greed. I'm not really too particularly intrigued about these, but if you want secondary market value numbers of what you're expecting, you can probably chuck these off for probably $5 to $10 on the secondary market. So you're already, if you're looking at that base number there and you're like, huh, you know, if that's the case, you can probably get $10-11. Shipping is what's going to hurt you the most for this section. Like, that's the thing that worries me most about these, is you're probably looking at $3 to $4 shipped and tracked for these. Now, let's talk about the real value down here. So first interesting thing here is there's 14 unique bonus cards printed in English. These unique cards will be manufactured for you using the same production techniques as the upcoming Japanese version. Now, this is very interesting to me. They are saying that these are going to be made on the Japanese printers. Now, if you've seen the Adidas Dark Magician, those were also what appeared to be on the Japanese printers as well. And they have more of the OCG style of things, which is very, very interesting. I think it's the same printing style that they did for, like, the DDS Blue Eyes. So that's actually really cool that it feels like we're going back to the roots here. So they're going to be ultra, and we'll also have a etched horizontal vertical pattern coating over the entire card surface, making them appear somewhat similar but still very different to Starlight Rares. Now, I'm going to scroll back up here for a second. If you kind of scroll through the little pots here, they actually have pictures of what this finish is going to look like. Now, if you've seen, you're going to look at this and you're going to be like, wait a minute, you know, what is with this, what is with this foiling here? Do you see that? You see that, right? That is the Mattel finish. And when I say the Mattel finish, if you've ever had like a Mattel Cyber End Dragon, you've seen the Thunder Giant, this is going to be the exact same finish that we've had with those particular cards. Not a lot of people have had the experience of seeing this, but go look up some YouTube videos and take a moment to look at how the etching and foiling here does. Now keep in mind, the Mattel cards they were not hollow. They were actually commons with this finish. So this is technically the first time stateside here. I don't think the OCG's had a product like this, but this is the first time on stateside that you will actually get the chance to see a finish with a holographic quantity to that. And like I said, it's still very different to Starlight Rare, but it is the Mattel finish. So the big question is when you're looking at this list of cards, is the value going to be worth it? The answer is 100%. I know, well, here's the big thing. $160 plus 25 shipping. I think it was like $200 post taxes and shipping, give or take a little bit, for just one. Now, these do not come out until the fall, so it is February, and you are looking at an investment of $180 to really decide of, you know, is this a product I want? Now, strictly from the reseller mentality here, all of the figures at $10 is already, like I said, a semi-decent value, but what out of here is going to be worth the most? Now, when you look at the Pot of Greed here, I don't think this is going to hold a substantial value because you have the quarter century version down here. This version is like the go-to. The fact that they're handing you a higher rarity version of the same card they're putting in the set is fine. This is what makes me genuinely think that we're going to see this card become legal later on in the year, just to kind of commemorate the event here. And it is definitely kind of hilarious at the end of the day that they're doubling down on that. But okay. For consistency's sake, sure. Pot of Generosity, yeah, this card was never good. This was kind of like a little bit of a joke card at the end of the day, but when we do all the regional deck challenges, I think this will be one of the cheaper ones. Now, this one's going to be for the older formats out here. Pot of Avarice is still one of those very, very cool cards at the end of the day that I know a lot of people were very excited to get the chance to see. It's definitely one of the power cards. Benevolence is okay. Same thing with Pot of Riches. Both of these, they never really took off in terms of value. Acquisitiveness, Salt Niche play with ABC, if I recall, but it never really took off. You're all looking at very cheap here. Now, Duality is going to be one of the ones that a lot of people are looking at right now, and they're going, you know, is this higher rarity or is the Ultimate Rare the higher rarity? This will be one of the ones, unironically, that will be worth a decent amount. Same thing here with your Dichotomy. Dichotomy is going to go into the lower end category for sure. Desires, Extravagance, and Pot of Prosperity. Well, first of all, if you're looking at the current price of a set of Pot of Prosperities, and you're like, ugh, you know, like these are getting a little bit expensive out here, it's because they are. They are ridiculously priced at the moment. And the fact that you have the chance to pick all of these up in like places, yeah, these have been reprinted into the ground, at least Desires and Extravagance are, but the fact you're getting upgrade rarities here tells me the fact that this will be worth it in this category. Now, Spirit of the Pot, no, chuck it in the lower end pile. Your Moray Greed and Shard of Greed going to be in the low end category as well. And then, of course, your Pot of Greed here will definitely be the biggest like value out of this. So for $500 for maxing out on 3 of these, you're going to get your Pot of Extravagance, your Pot of Desires, and your Pot of Dualities, all of your good stuff here. To answer the question of, are these going to, there's been claims out here that people are worried about they're going to have different thickness than other cards and there might come up with issues with Hobby League. I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I tell everybody. Check with your local judge and see if they're going to be legal. It's the exact same thing every single event and it never changes, but Yu-Gi-Oh players seem to think completely differently and it is so stupid. All right, so there's that. But conclusion, there is money to be made on this set, for sure. If you are actively looking to pick up one of them to keep sealed to enjoy as a collector's piece, I think it's worth it. If you're looking at picking up a set of these to have, they're going to look very nice to play. Overall, yeah, remember, they are made to order, and a little bit of a fun fact here before we end this video. There was no quantity here for the first hour. They actually changed it because you know darn well somebody broke the system. But you gotta appreciate it. Please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.